All right, so we're just going live from mobile. I'm not really sure what's like wrong with Facebook on my desktop. I tried to connect it on Zoom. It doesn't want to work. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it from here. And then if you are watching this and you get value from it, you can always do hashtag replay. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here. So what we're talking about is how to sell 2 to 10K offers, right, without doing free strategy sessions, spamming, or working nonstop. Again, I had a whole thing that I wanted to show you guys from desktop. I think it's a heck of a lot easier on desktop to see everything, but obviously that's not going to pan out, but I still want to make sure that you get something out of this. So this is what the flow looks like, okay? There are 3 things that you need to have regardless if you do in fact want to sell by chat. A, you're going to have an offer of some kind. That offer has to be high ticket, okay, for it to make sense, for it to be worth it, for it to be valuable, okay? Especially for those of you who are still focused only on organic 1K to 10K, your offer needs to be validated, right? Validated just simply means people are buying it, people are expressing interest, and then you're creating content, which is going to pre-sell. I'm going to emphasize that in just a little bit. But you're creating content that's going to shift beliefs, show social proof, and it further reinforces why these people need to be buying. Now, you've got to focus on the relationship, so the know, like, and trust factor. If you don't talk about why people need to be paying attention to you, why your offer is different, how your offer solves different problems, people are not going to buy your stuff, okay? That's just the way it is, especially not if you're trying to do sell by chat. You have to be consistent, you have to focus on relevant topics, and the content you are posting, there needs to be a frequency. I would absolutely recommend 1 time daily if you can for static content, right? Static content like long form posts, videos, short form content, something. You need to be posting daily. If you can't, for some reason, if you cannot post daily, then you need to figure out a frequency and stick to it. Whether that's 2 times a week, 5 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever it is, because you are modeling for your avatar, people who will potentially buy from you, what exactly they are buying into, right? And it creates confidence when you show up. All right, so here's how the flow goes. First and foremost, if you watched the video that was very long, like 1 hour and 15 minutes from last week's session, or I think it was a week and a half ago, but nonetheless, if you watched that one, it explains all of the different phases, and it just builds on what I'm showing you here. So if you haven't watched it, watch that after this one, okay? Here, you're creating content. It's a must. It's the thing that people see first, right? And this creates awareness for that know, like, and trust factor. This is the thing that does the pre-selling. It indoctrinates your avatar. It tells them exactly why they need to pay attention to you, why you're different, how you're solving the problem, and who else you've solved that problem for, not just you. Obviously, if you're just getting started, yes, you're your own best case study, of course, but hopefully you have other people. And then your next priority, your next goal is to get these people to increase consumption, meaning to get them to increase the content that they are watching from you, okay? And then there's different types of content, right? There's the long form content, so this is just to represent like a little YouTube video. If you're creating like emails, which if you're not doing that, I would advocate you start immediately, regardless of how tiny your audience is. And then here you have short form content or feed style content like Instagram stuff, things on Threads, if you're on Twitter, if you're on TikTok, whatever it is, okay? So just short form content or stuff that's like really quick. And all of these types of content are designed to create that level of awareness for the know, like, and trust factor. Now, from content, people who engage, who interact, who are in your community, or they're engaging with your existing content, there needs to be some form of a connection built. You guys know this as a DM, all right? You've got to do outreach to those individuals. Now, from there, let me zoom out just for a second. This would have been so much easier on the computer, but it's fine. It is what it is. Facebook is Facebook, right? So from the DM, you've got 2 flows. The one that you guys are used to the most, which you could still technically do, you go from DM to, hey, let's have a call, to, okay, let me make you an offer. Or if this person is demonstrating that they see you as the authority figure, you need to have an offer document prepared or a demo, assuming two factors are already there. A, the prospect has a sense of urgency. They're like, yeah, I need to fix this. I need it now. I've invested in XYZ. This thing is not working out. It didn't happen for me the way I would have liked, yada, yada. So again, urgency. They have to know they have the problem, and they understand what's in it for them, right? Based on your offer. So your document needs to cover these things. Again, the very lengthy training that I created already like 2 weeks ago, that's about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, covers all of the different phases, and I give you literal examples. So if you have not watched that, please watch it after this. Okay, so anyway, they need to understand these two components for this document to make sense for you to send it, and then from there, making the offer. And the actual document or the demo, if you do this by Loom or however, that part's up to you, it has to communicate or convey what is required on their behalf, right? Time, energy, and financial investment. It should disclose that information. Now, what I have had, some clients do this that I work with, they will have this demo or this offer document, yes, like an invitation to work together, and then they'll send it over, and there is a possibility that that client or that future client still is on the fence. Maybe they still have a couple questions. They want to, get that like high touch experience. Okay, fine, no problem. Because they're already indoctrinated, right, from this content, they see you as the authority figure. From there, you could still have a short 15 to 30 minute conversation. It shouldn't really be longer than 20 minutes though. And then they're already closed, right? They're already pre-sold. And the purpose of that call isn't to do any consultation. It's not to do any coaching. It's not giving a free strategy session. You are not doing that. You are simply overcoming or handling any additional concerns or objections that they have in real time, modeling for this person how you're going to show up for them. That's it. That's literally the only reason that you should be getting on the phone, okay? Now, from there, your job isn't over just because you collected money, right? And this is where most people screw up. That is not where your job is finished, right? So this part right here, everybody's like, yay, I got the money. Okay, I'm all done. No, I'm sorry, friends. That is not the case. You're not all done, because your next priority, your next focus becomes the lifetime value and extending it as much as possible and collecting as much cash as possible up front, right? And your community, and creating additional content in an ongoing basis to reinforce, hey, you made the right choice. You invested in this community or this program, and that was the right option. And I want you to stick around for the long haul. It's like a never-ending, infinite cycle. You've created content to get them bought in, to understand why you're different, establish that know, like, and trust factor. It establishes the parasocial relationship, so they keep seeing you, they feel like they understand you, they can relate to you. You're not just some guy on the internet who's telling them how to make money or, get a date or how to lose weight, right? You're leveraging your own personal narrative, your own experience, and injecting that into your content. So your personality has to shine through. Now, if you're an introvert, obviously, yes, there are workarounds. You don't always have to show your face. You don't always have to do a live. This is true. But I absolutely want to advocate that you would focus on, when somebody comes into your ecosystem, your content is pre-selling them. Because if you're not putting out content, just give up on trying to sell by chat. Okay, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to get people to sell, like to buy into your offer, and you sell a $2,000 to $10,000 program or course or whatever it is. If there is no trust, it's just not going to happen. Okay, so anyway, let me just show you this one more time. You're creating the content. So this is what you learned. You create content in whatever format, long form, email. Again, if you don't have a list, start building it immediately. And short form content or static content, right? So Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, short form stuff. And that content creates the pre-frame and the pre-sale. And you want them to continue consuming your content. From there, you have a conversation. establish trust, get to know their situation, their gap, the opportunity, leverage that, identify if your offer is in fact going to solve that problem, and you go directly with this offer document, this VIP one-on-one invitation or group coaching or whatever it is. You identify, yes, that person has a sense of need and they understand how I can help them, and you make the offer. If necessary, after giving this document, you can answer any questions that are like lingering still and get them on a phone call and then collect the cash. That's fine, but we're focused on the community, right? And because we want retention, we want this thing to keep going in a cycle. So you're creating additional content for your community to reinforce, hey, you made the right decision. Yes, keep reinvesting to work with me, and so on and so forth, right? And again, if you guys have not watched that longer video, I want to recommend that you do, because it connects to all of these other phases here, okay? All right, so that's all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hashtag Team Replay if you're checking this out after I'm live.